For more than 100 years, they've stood tall in West El Paso. Now the Asarco smokestacks will be coming down. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Adrian Alvarez.
And I'm Kagan Harsha. Just a couple of hours ago, the trustee of the Asarco site decided that the iconic smokestacks will be demolished. News Channel 9's Jacqueline Correa is live at our news center tonight with more. Jacqueline.
Well, Kagan, this comes nearly a week after City Council rejected taking on responsibility for the site, which was one of the Asarco trustees' requirements for keeping the stacks up. The old copper smelting plant has been abandoned since Asarco closed business here in 1999, and then the company went bankrupt in 2005. A group called Save the Stacks was trying to convince the city to take over the site and turn the 860-foot tall smokestacks into a monument. But council reps ultimately determined the price tag was too steep to make taxpayers pay for it. Now, site trustee Robert Puga has made a final decision. The Asarco Trust will demolish the stacks.
The Save the Stack groups, led an admirable effort. They did not, submit a proposal that met all the criteria. It was shown that the stack actually has a structural defect. To identify an entity that would own the stack, that was not done when the city declined to purchase it.
The trust engineering team will put together a schedule for the demolition activities as well as a public meeting, which can be found at www.recastingthesmelter.com. Of course, that information is on our website at ktsm.com. Tonight at 10, we will have more reaction from Robert Puga, the site trustee, as well as Susie Bird, a city representative. Reporting in the News Center, Jacqueline Correa, News Channel 9.
All right, Jackie, thanks. The jury today unanimously found the man accused of killing two women mentally competent to stand trial. Christian Alberto Martinez will go on trial for capital murder of several people. The court will decide Tuesday when that trial would begin. Martinez is accused of stabbing and killing Giovanna Flores and her mother, Amalia Flores. 4 psychiatrists found Martinez mentally competent, and one found he was mildly mentally retarded.
The trial resumed today for Ruben Canales, the man accused of stabbing and killing his girlfriend's father, Gerardo Juarez, in February at a home on Maravilla. Jurors heard testimony from a police officer who collected the victim's bloody clothing to be submitted for evidence from the night of the attack. The officer also photographed Canales' injuries the day after the fight and stabbing. Jurors saw pictures of both Juarez and Canales' bloodstained clothes, as well as photos of the injuries on Canales' face. Gerardo Juarez's father, Carlos Juarez Medina, also briefly took the stand right before a court break. Canales avoided making eye contact with the victim's father as he identified Canales as the man being accused of killing his son. Juarez's mother is grieving tonight after an accident took the life of her 1-year-old baby. Police say the baby was inside the car when the 19-year-old mother lost control of her Trailblazer and fell into a water canal. The vehicle had Texas license plates, but police have not confirmed if the victim or the mother are from El Paso.
An elderly man was killed after he was hit by a van in the Lower Valley. It happened around 11 last night at the intersection of Zaragoza and Cemetery Road. El Paso police say 60-year-old Mario Luna was in the middle of the southbound lanes. A truck swerved to miss hitting Luna, but 30-year-old Brenda Luna was driving right behind that truck. And police say she didn't see the man until it was too late.
At this moment, there doesn't look like there's any criminal element involved on the driver's part. We still have to try to learn a little bit more about where the pedestrian was coming from and exactly how it is that he ended up leading here to the roadway where he was struck.
Now, you may have noticed that the driver and the pedestrian share the last name, but police say they are not related.
The UTEP campus, specifically the entrance gates, will be undergoing some construction through 2013. The entrance gate at University Avenue, access from Sunbowl Drive, will close starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow. The closure will last 30 to 40 days to install new traffic control gates that will limit the amount of cars students have to dodge on campus. No traffic will be allowed into campus from this entry point. This entrance is the first of several that will be closing during the next few months.
Meanwhile, drivers will have to learn a new way to navigate through downtown El Paso once a new baseball stadium's built. The city plans on changing several streets, including Durango, Santa Fe, Franklin, and Missouri, to accommodate more traffic. Construction on the stadium is slated to begin this spring once City Hall is demolished to make way for the ballpark. The city will hold 2 public meetings this month so that affected property owners can get a better idea of what's being planned. The first of those meetings will take place tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 at City Hall, and the second will be held Tuesday, December 18th at 8:30 p.m. You might have noticed a little chill in the air this morning. Rumor has it we might be in for an even colder chill in the not-so-distant future. Let's ask our chief meteorologist, Chuck DeBroder, now how cold it's going to get. Chuck?
Yeah, we were a little bit colder this morning. How about 33, the low in Las Cruces, below freezing in Columbus and Deming, and 43 in Juarez, 38 in El Paso. Warmed up 30 degrees to 68 for a high here in El Paso, 66 Alamogordo, and 64 in TRC. Now, there is a cold front diving into the southwest. We will still stay warm until later in the weekend into the beginning of next week. 42 the overnight low. I'll take a closer look at the big cool-off coming up.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Well, as the standoff continues between the White House and Republicans in Congress over the looming fiscal cliff, thousands of employees at Social Security offices across the country organized rallies today to send a message to U.S. lawmakers that budget and staffing cuts would have a crippling impact on their services. The poor economy and job market have led to record numbers of Americans applying for Social Security benefits. But as the number of applicants increases, the number of employees to process those applications continues to decrease. The system is backlogged, which means people often must endure hardship while they wait to receive retirement, survivor, or disability benefits.
The public is suffering from these cuts because they come all at one time, but we can't service everybody in one day. We service between 700 to 600 people a day. And with these budget cuts, we can't maintain the same level of service for these individuals.
The Social Security Administration is pushing for people to process their applications online, but that's especially challenging for the elderly and disabled who often need personalized service.
The El Paso Humane Society and Animal Services of El Paso are teaming up to make sure that every pet has a home for the holidays, and it means extra savings for you. Starting on Monday, all dogs, cats, and kitten adoptions will only cost $60. That's down from the usual price of more than $100. The fee includes spay and neuter, surgery, vaccinations, microchip, and registration.
The important thing is we want to get over 500 animals placed in homes for Christmas. That's our goal. No animal wants to wake up here on Christmas morning. Let's have an empty shelter. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
The discounted pet adoptions will continue through Christmas Eve.
Well, do you have piles and piles of old Christmas lights?
If you do, don't throw them away. Up next, News Channel 9's Russ Pappas will let us know the right way to dispose of them.
And I'm Aaron Rich live at the Haskins Center getting ready for tip-off of the rematch for the Battle of I-10 right here. Coming up later in sports, a live interview with head coach Keith Adams. You're not going to want to miss it. Coming up.